Welcome to this episode of Sridhar on Selling. In my long career in sales and marketing, I have attended quite a few training sessions. But the most expensive training sessions I've had are the ones when I learned lessons from the deals I lost. And they stayed with me for life. As I mentioned a lot of times before, you don't always win. You do lose some. These losses, these deals that you not clinched, teach you a lesson. You must understand why you lost every single deal and what is the takeaway. When I was a rookie salesperson, I thought if you've done your homework, you worked hard, you knew your product is good, the order is in your pocket. Never that easy, my friends. The customer is not only looking at your hard work. He's not only looking at your passion. He's not even looking at your product and its features or the benefits. He's looking for something else. What that something else is what you need to track. Very often, I have seen that you lost the order in the first meeting itself. And it takes you a long time to realize that you are lost. The last meeting is not the only time you realize you lost the order. How does one lose the order in the first meeting itself? You are not connected with the customer. You are rubbed him on the wrong side. You come heavily on him. You've been arrogant. You've been trying to tell him that you're a little smarter than him. Friends, these are all real life situations I learned from. These are not theoretical lessons. These are not what they teach you in training schools. People talk of success stories. I think there's a lot more to learn from the orders you have lost. People talk of stakeholders. How often have we neglected a stakeholder? The person behind the scene, he will be sitting in the meeting just taking notes, and you think that he is not relevant to you, that he is not important enough for you. You're talking to the chief engineer, you're talking to the CEO, you're talking to the branch head, you're talking to the director. But this little person sitting in one corner could be calling the shots. He has the boss's ears and you have neglected him. You hurt him somewhere. So every single person in the negotiation chain is important. This is something that takes years before you come to realize. Another big mistake we all make is assumption. You assume that the order is in your pocket just because somebody shook your hands very warmly, somebody smiled at you, and you think all the signals are right. Everything is right except you. You didn't read the signals. Don't mistake courtesy and civility for orders. Orders demand much more than that. So assumption, I made the best offer. My price is lower, so the order is in my pocket. What else? Lack of follow-up. You make an offer, tender a quotation, you have one meeting, and you wait for the next meeting. While your competitor is perhaps calling all the right people right through. So follow-up has to be systematic, has to be well planned. Don't mistake emotions for judgment. When I was very young, every time the buyer called me beta, I thought I got the deal, only to realize much later that competition has walked away with the order. So emotions play a very important role in sales, but a shrewd buyer uses his judgment. A good seller is able to make the difference between emotion and judgment. It's a very thin line. It calls for years of experience to decipher that. And nobody tells you while you're losing these orders. It's for you to analyze. Go back to the drawing board every time you lose an order and understand what have I done wrong. Try and figure out. Price could be a factor. Your selling skills could be a factor. Emotions could be a factor. But you have to bring all of them to fruition. One thing missing in your armor and you're dead. Losing is part of our profession. You can't avoid it. A wise man learns from it. I do not remember all the deals I have clinched, far too many to remember perhaps. But I very distinctly remember the few deals that I lost. And what have they taught me? Humility, perseverance, patience, and perspective. Thank you very much, my friends. Don't lose heart when you lose an order. Be prepared for the next one and go and clinch it. All the very best. Thank you.